for a wonderful introduction. And I am thankful to the principal for giving me an opportunity to speak to you. I'll be speaking on the topic how to be successful in life. Okay? How many of you want to be successful in life? Everybody? Anybody who doesn't want to be successful in life? Okay. So, to be successful, the first thing you should know is your aim. How many of you know your aims? Okay, what's your aim? To do MBA. Okay, anybody else?
I want to become a CEO.
You want to become a CEO. Very good. Anybody else?
I want to be a engineer.
You are a designer. Very good. So, if you say a CEO, I want to be a CEO, it's not enough to say that I want to be a CEO. It's not enough to say that I want to become a doctor. It's not enough to say that I want to become an engineer. You should fine tune it. Okay? You should be very specific. Okay? Have you heard the story of Arjun and the bird's eye? Who can narrate it in short? Anybody who can narrate the story? Take initiative. Yeah, this is the time you can express yourself. Anybody? Arjun and the bird's eye. That's a story everybody knows. Everyone knows. Okay, I will tell you. Cuts out the formalities. Dronacharya was teaching archery to the Pandavas. So he asked them to take an aim at a bird that was sitting on a tree. Right? That is the story. So he asked each one of them what they were looking at. So somebody said that I am looking at the tree. The other one said I am looking at the leaves. Someone else said I am looking at the branches. And somebody else said that I am looking at the bird. It was only Arjun who said that I am looking at the bird's eye. And he shot the arrow and it hit the bird's eye. So your aim should be specific. So what I am going to tell you today is, maybe you are hearing things for the first time. So please copy notes, okay? Make notes of what I am trying to tell you. So what your aim should be, it should be a smart aim. Okay? It should be specific. Okay? It should be specific. S1 specific. M, it should be measurable. Every time you should know whether you are heading towards your aim or you are heading away from your aim. And third thing is A, it should be achievable. Whatever your aim, it should be achievable. And the other thing is R, it should be a realistic aim. You can't say that I want to become a CEO tomorrow, right? So it should be realistic. Whatever your aim is, it should be a realistic aim. And the fifth thing is, it should be time bound. I'll cover in detail later on. So whatever your aim is, you should have a big aim. You should have a specific aim. That I want to become a CEO of which company? I want to become CEO of Infosys. I want to become CEO of ICICI. And you should have a big aim. It said that the aim should be such that it scares you a little and excites you a lot. So if you have an aim of becoming a doctor, you can have a bigger aim. That my aim is to have a chain of hospitals. Okay? That's a bigger aim. That my aim is to have a chain of hospitals in which I will treat poor patients for free. Or if you are an engineer, you want to have an aim like, my aim is to become the chief IT officer of Infosys or any other company. Right? So have a big aim. And before I proceed further, let me tell you that each and every one of you has got infinite potential. Do you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
You are capable of doing anything that you believe you can do it. And I'll tell you how much power and intelligence you have of doing it. You have heard of have you heard of desktop and laptop computers? Which is the best computer you know?
Laptop.
Laptop?
Dell.
Okay. How many GBs? Which is the highest computer you know with how many GBs?
1 terabyte.
1000 GBs? Each one of us is blessed with a computer known as the laptop computer. Okay, the brain. The brain has got 120 million GBs. How many?
120 million.
Can you imagine? In every brain, our brain is capable of storing the data that is there in the entire entire universal library. All the libraries में जितने books हैं, जितना data है, that our brain can carry. And it is said that Einstein used how many percentage of his brain? Is 13%. It said that Einstein used 13% of his brain, and he became the most successful scientist. And we normally use 8 or 9% of our brain power. If we just increase our brain power, we can achieve miracles. Right or wrong? If we just increase 1% of our brain power, we can achieve miracles. The second thing that you require for success after intelligence is power. All of you have read biology?
Yes, sir.
Not read biology? Not reading. At least in 10th you would have read biology. So tell me, which is the smallest part of the human body?
Cell.
Cell. And what is mitochondria in cell?
Powerhouse of the cell.
Is the powerhouse of
Cell.
cell. And each mitochondria produces microvolts of energy. Right?
Yes.
Right or wrong? And how many cells are there in the body? Huh? There are around 150 trillion cells in the human body. So our body produces 150 trillion microvolts of energy. That is almost 150 billion volts of energy. Right? And if there is a way to tap this energy, if you can tap this energy, it's possible a human body can give power to an entire city. So that much power you have. You have intelligence, you have power. The second question, the next question after the what, you should ask yourself is, why have you chosen your aim? So somebody said, want to become CEO. Why have you chosen to become CEO?
I want to go in the field of management.
You want to go into the field of management. Somebody said, I want to do MBA, right? Why do you want to do MBA? Same reason. Okay. So you should be very sure. This year you are all in, well, this year is the most crucial year of your life. Whatever you choose this year, whatever you choose to do, you want to go for engineering, you want to go for doctor, getting the mental entrance, you want to become a CA or CS, that will pave the way for your entire life, right or wrong?
Yes.
So whatever you choose, you should be very sure what is your motive behind it, what is your motivation, what is your motive behind the action. An athlete, as Olympic athlete gets up every day in the morning, right? He goes for his practice, whether rain or sunshine or cold, he does his practice every day because he wants to get knowledge for the country. So what is your aim? You want to become MBA for what? You want to give your parents a better life. You want to give them a better house. You want to give them a better car. You want to give them a better lifestyle. You should be very sure why you have chosen to become whatever you are. Okay? So for that, you should be very sure why you are studying. Anybody, why do you have to study now? Why do you have to study? To achieve success in life. So you should have your aim clear. Why do you want to, why you are studying, and why do you have to go to the coaching centers? Clear the concepts. The concepts are not getting cleared in the school. Huh?
In more detail.
In more detail. In the school you have teachers who have 20-25 years of experience, and you go to the coaching center where people hardly have 3 to 4 years of experience. Unless you set your timetable, unless you are very sure of what you are going to do, are you going to the coaching center to study or just to pass time with your friends? Really? So, isn't it possible to study in school? If you study in school and do your self-study, isn't it possible? It's possible. So unless you have a larger aim, you won't feel like studying. Okay? So we have covered the what of the aim, the why of the aim. The third thing for the aim should be when you want to achieve your aim. So everything has got a time limit, right? Okay? Your mobile phones have to be charged in time. Okay, your electricity bill has to be paid in time. Right or wrong? Okay, your gas cylinder has to be booked in time. So whatever you decide, it has to have a time limit. Suppose what's your name? Huh?
Sunidhi.
Sunidhi. As Sunidhi says, she wants to become a CEO. Okay, so she should have a time limit that by 2050 I'll become a CEO. For that, what do you have to do? If I have to go for engineering by 2016, I should be completing my IIT, right? By 2020, I should be completing my engineering. Then I should be joining the company. So you should have a time limit of whatever your aim is, have a time limit of your aim. And how do you want to achieve it? Anybody, you want to become an MBA? You know how to become an MBA? How? Okay. And before that, what do you have to do? You have to do the graduation. So you should know how do you want to achieve your aim. So we have covered the what, the why, and the when, and the how. How do you want to achieve it? One more thing I want to tell you is you should have a very strong desire to achieve your aim. You should have a burning desire. You should have a burning desire to achieve your aim. I'll tell you a story. Have you heard of Socrates? Who was Socrates?
He was very ugly.
He was very ugly. Okay. Socrates was a Greek philosopher. Okay? Heard of him? Anyway, Socrates was a Greek philosopher. He had a pupil who wanted to attain wisdom. So he used to keep pressurizing Socrates to give him wisdom. So Socrates sensed his impatience, and what he did was he took this pupil, he took him to the river. He took him to the river, and when they were standing in CN's deep water, what Socrates did was he asked him to look down. And as the pupil looked down, he put his hand around his neck and pushed his head under water. Okay? So his head was under water and he did not release it till the time he was gasping for breath. And once he was gasping for breath, he released the pupil out of water. So this pupil was very furious. He was very angry. He asked Socrates, why has he done it? So instead of replying, Socrates said that what was the one thing that you wanted when your head was underwater? What was the one thing that you wanted when your head was underwater? The pupil said, of course, I wanted to breathe. Okay? He said, I wanted to breathe. So Socrates said, when your desire to attain wisdom becomes as strong as is your desire, as was your desire to breathe, you will have wisdom, my son. So your desire, whatever your aim is to become a CEO, your aim is to become an MBA, you have a burning desire. Every day you should get up with that aim. If you have a burning desire, if you fail once, if you are trying to compete in IIT, if you fail once, you will again try again. You will again try. But if you don't have that burning desire, first time you will meet failure and you will give up. Right or wrong? You must have heard of people you try, thrice they try for IIT or medical entrance. So that is their burning desire. So they know what they want and they have a burning desire of achieving it. So now tell me, what does success depends on? Hard work? Huh? Determination? Huh? Level of desire, right? Huh? Courage? Very good. Attitude? Wonderful. What I have found out is the desire, the foundation of desire, the foundation of success depends on your beliefs. Getting it? It depends on your belief. How strong your belief is. Have you seen the wire walkers, people walking on wire? So what makes them walk on wire? They have the belief that they can do it. How they walk on wire? They have their eyesight, they have their vision set on the destination. And every step that they take it with full focus and determination. Right? They just concentrate on one step at a time. And they don't have the privilege of looking back. They don't have the privilege of looking back and seeing at the past what happened in the past. And they're not bothered. They're not at all bothered. What people on the ground are saying. Is he bothered if somebody says that he will fall down? Does he fall down? No. So live your life like a boy walker. You know, live your life like a boy walker. Have belief in your abilities. Okay. Whatever your ability, whatever you think you can do, you do it. Set your eyes on the destination. Whatever is your destination, set your eyes on that and focus every time. Whatever you are doing, give your 100%. Focus on the thing that you are doing. Okay. And don't worry about what people are saying. Suppose you are not very good at studies and you want to compete IIT. If you tell your friends that you want to compete IIT, the friends will laugh at you. So don't worry about what your friends are saying, what your parents are saying, what your relatives are saying. If you have belief in yourself, it's now even found out that if you have a strong belief in yourself, even the DNA changes. You know, if a short person has the belief that he can grow tall, his DNA changes and he starts becoming tall. If he has a very strong belief. If you suppose your math is poor and you have the belief in your ability that I can improve my maths and I can compete IIT, you can compete it. It's a subject called phrenology. You know, when you have a strong desire, the phrenology says that new cells develop in the brain. New cells that are connected with logic and reasoning that will develop if you want to improve your maths. So we have the beliefs, and after the beliefs comes our thoughts, right? From our beliefs comes our thoughts. You know how many thoughts are there in a day? How many thoughts we think in a day? Any guesses? How many thoughts we think there? Normal question. Everybody thinks, and anybody who doesn't think. Huh? How many thoughts are there in a day? Give a guess. Huh? 1,000. It has been found out by psychologists that we think around 80,000 thoughts in a day. How many?
80,000.
80,000 thoughts in a day. And the tragedy is 80% of that 80,000. Almost 60,000 of those thoughts are
Fake.
repetitive. We think the same thing again and again, day in and day out. Right or wrong? Have you noticed it or not? That physics is tough, accounts is, very boring. Huh? Okay. Don't we think the same thing again and again? Our chemistry is not getting into my head. We think the same thing again and again, and it becomes our belief. So somebody who has left science and asked for, commerce or something, and many of you would have thought that science is tough for you, right or not?
Yes.
You would have thought and it would have become your belief. Okay? So the thoughts are repetitive thoughts, and for this to create new thoughts, you should study a new book. Try and read something new, listen to something new, listen to some new music, have some new friends to interact, so you'll have new thoughts in your brain. And the other thing about thoughts is it's either positive or negative, right or wrong? So you have more positive thoughts or you have more negative thoughts? You have more positive thoughts. Wonderful. Then my work is done. Okay. If you have more positive thoughts, then you are already successful. Okay. So it has been found out that one positive thought creates almost 14 to 15 positive thoughts. Nothing more than that. But a negative thought, you have a negative thoughts, it creates hundreds and thousands of negative thoughts. Have you seen it? Huh? Once you are not wanting to go to the school, your thought comes, school is not good. Hota hai?